This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. We're looking at this guitar again today, this early 70s Les Paul copy by, let's get the light off it, a company called Yamato. They were also sold under various other brand names, Avon being one of them, and I've done a couple of videos on this guitar already, so you know, if you've missed those, go and check them out. I'll link in the description. The last video I did on this was, or the last couple of videos I did on this was essentially getting the action down to a playable level by, I had to shim the neck. You can just see there in the neck pocket the shims I've put in there to basically get the action down nice and low. And nowadays it plays really well. It feels like a nice guitar, dare I say. And you know, I did a demo piece with this with this guitar as it was once I'd loaded the action, and it sounded pretty good as well, you know, in context for what it is. The one thing I do want to kind of sort out though is the bridge. You can see it's just a simple wraparound tailpiece kind of bridge. It doesn't even have the grub screws at the back there to allow you to adjust the angle to intonate it even slightly. I measured the intonation with just a headstock tuner last time, and it was better than I was expecting. But maybe that's down to the fact that a headstock tuner isn't necessarily the most accurate way of looking at these things. It was, you know, it wasn't bad, but we can get it better. So what we're going to do is install a new bridge today and get it all nice and intonated. Now, there are two crucial measurements that you need to be aware of when you're fitting a new bridge of this type. One is how far apart the bridge posts are. If you get that wrong, there's nothing you can do. Basically, you bought the wrong part. You need to get one which is going to be the right distance apart. And measuring that on this guitar, you can see that the bridge posts are 81.5 millimeters apart. That's a critical measurement. Another sort of critical measurement is the diameter of these posts, because I want the new bridge to just kind of slot onto these posts. If it doesn't, then basically we're going to have to put in some new posts, okay, which they should just screw into the metal bushings that are set into the body, assuming that the thread is correct on, you know, after 50 years or so, that it will fit. If it doesn't, then you're basically going to have to remove the metal bushings, and that's a simple job to do in principle. Basically, those bushings have an open bottom, and you just screw a bolt in that's the same thread as the bushing, and once the bolt meets the bottom of the cavity where the bushing is, then keep on turning, it'll raise the bushing out. But this is 50-year-old plywood, and I don't really want to be stressing it in that way, so I made sure I took this measurement so I could get a bridge that would just slot straight onto those posts that are there. And as you can see, the measurement that we're looking for is what's that, 8 millimeters. So 81.5 millimeters apart and 8 millimeters diameter. Those are the crucial measurements. So let's go and see what I've found. I think this is the button here. Yeah, that's the right button. This is from Axis R Us. I'll link to this in the description. Wraparound combined bridge and tailpiece for £23.69 plus postage. And you can see there you've got individual saddles, and you've got the screws to kind of adjust the overall angle of the bridge. As I say, it comes with new posts and bushings. Hopefully we won't have to go anywhere near those. Hopefully this component here will just fit straight onto the bushings that we've got. Let's have a look at the technical specs. As you can see, the distance between the posts is 81.5 millimeters, and the diameter of the posts that are going to fit into these recesses here, that is 8 millimeters. So that is the bridge that I've ordered. Here it is here. and next thing I'm going to do is get it thrown onto the guitar, and then I'll go about showing you how to intonate this kind of bridge. Okay, the new bridge is fitted to the guitar, as you can see, and we're going to intonate it. We're going to do that by adjusting these little screws here that you can see on the bridge saddles. Essentially, they move the bridge saddles either forward this way or back this way, and that is going to ensure that the bridge is correctly intonated. What that means is that the string is going to play in tune up and down the whole length of it, so every fret is going to be in tune. It's going to be the right note, essentially. Now, this is essentially a beginner's guide to doing this, so I'm going to kind of go right down to the basics of how you check this. What you do is on each string you play the 12th fret harmonic. So the way to do that is just rest your finger over the 12th fret wire, not the actual way you'd fret the note, the 12th fret, the actual fret wire. Just rest your finger on there and pluck the string and bring your finger away. That will give you a harmonic, like that. And you measure that with a tuner, and then you compare the fretted note with that. And so they need to be the same, essentially. And you measure them both with a really accurate tuner. The most accurate tuner I've got is this one here in the corner of the screen. It's the tuner built into Reaper, and this is what I use for measuring the intonation on guitars with. So the mnemonic that you need to remember in order to adjust this little tiny screw here is fret flat forward. If the fretted note is flat, you move the bridge saddle forward. If the fretted note is sharp, you move the bridge saddle back. So let's do that on this tuner here. So we're going to kind of play the harmonic. That is pretty much bang on in tune, and then we're going to play the fretted note. And what do you know, straight out the box, no adjustment, that is in tune. So we're going to leave that one alone. Let's have a look at the B string now. So the harmonic, that needs to just come up a touch. There we go, that's in tune. And then the fretted note. Okay, so that is just on the verge of being sharp. So what I'm going to do is just move the bridge saddle back simply by turning that little screw there, like that. So that's going to mean I'm going to be... Let's check that out. Still sharp. Let's do that a little bit more. And check it again. And we're there. So that's basically how you do it. Now I'm just going to go through the rest of the strings to get it all nice and intonated, and then I'll basically demonstrate the whole thing. You know, once it's done, showing you that all of the harmonics and all of the fretted notes all match up. Well, it's kind of done. I think I've got it as good as a guitar like this is ever going to be. It's essentially, even with adjustable saddles and the ability to adjust the angle of the bridge, it's still not quite there, but it's much better than it was. With a headstock tuner, it reads absolutely fine in tune, but as we'll see in a moment, with a more accurate tuner that I'm using in Reaper, it's still a little bit out on the G string. It always reads a little bit sharp. Now, going back to our mnemonic, fret flat forward. If the fretted note is flat, you move the bridge saddle forward. If it's sharp, you move it back. And it's all the way back on the G string at the end of its travel, and the bridge is with the two sort of grub screws here and here. The bridge is angled to give the G string the maximum amount of length going back, and it's almost there, but it's not quite. Let's have a look at what the Reaper tuner is reading. So E string and the fretted note, B string, let's get in tune, and the fretted note. Pretty good. G string and the fretted note. You see, it's just kind of hovering on being sharp. And then D string and the fretted note. A string and the fretted note. And E string, and once again the fretted note. There's just that slight discrepancy on the G string, which, as I say, with a headstock tuner, it doesn't even pick it up. But you know, my aim was perfection with this, and I think I've got it 99% there. It's certainly to the ear and to the headstock tuner, as I say, to a less accurate tuner than the Reaper one, it's intonated pretty well. So that's how you do it. That is a quick little guide to adjusting the intonation on the guitar. And remember, all you got to remember is fret flat forward. On this kind of guitar here, if the fretted note is flat, you tighten the screw in the bridge saddle, which pulls the bridge saddle forward, and that rectifies it. And then you just apply that same rule in reverse if the fretted note is sharp. And there you have it. That's a little guide to intonation. Hope you found this video relatively entertaining and hopefully informative as well. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream every Friday 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars. Great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.